So why does it matter if the Earth is flat? Well, I'll tell you why it matters. If the Earth is flat, then they've been lying to us for 500 years or more. And what effect does that do to lie about where we live on? Well, what effect does it have when you tell a child that she's not special? What effect does it have when you tell a child that he's not important? It affects them for their entire life. It limits them. It limits their consciousness, their intelligence, their curiosity, their creativity. Yeah, most of you listening are not childs. But think of when you were told that you were living on a ball. Children don't question information coming from adults. They accept it much more easily. If you would be told when you're young to prove the globe, then that would be different than being told that it is a globe. Because what would happen if a child would ask the teacher, how would he know that it's a globe? First of all, his classmates would ridicule him, would laugh at him, and the teacher would just dismiss the child or just tell him, we have a picture of the globe, we have been to the moon. And you can't really blame the teacher. The teacher is just repeating the information. In school, they don't teach the kids to learn. They teach the kids to repeat information. And the tests that they do for the kids have to just memorize the information. They don't have to understand it. And that's probably one of the biggest problems in society. You grow up being told that you are learning when you are just repeating. The education system is made to make you numb, to demotivate you. But going back to why would they lie? Well, these scientists that first told us that it was a globe, they were promoted by the nobility, by the kings, and they've kept this belief system in place for a long time. Not because they knew it was a globe. Many argue that the ancients knew it was a globe, and that Eratosthenes was the first one to prove the globe. Well, how did he prove the globe?
About 200 BC, the Greek scientist noticed that at noon on the 21st of June, the summer solstice, the sun's rays were reflected from the well of the town of Aswan, and there were no shadows. Today we know that Aswan lies exactly on the Tropic of Cancer. On the same day the following year, in Alexandria, 800 kilometers north of Aswan, he observed that at noon the sun's rays were not reflected from the well, and that the obelisks cast shadows. At noon on the day of the summer solstice, he measured the length of the obelisk's shadow, and the result was a right triangle. Since trigonometric functions were unheard of until 1,000 years later, he could only establish the fact that if he placed this angle 50 times side by side, he would obtain a full circle, or 360 degrees in today's terms. He knew that this angle is exactly the same as the one between AO and OB. All he needed to find out was the precise distance between the two towns. He asked travelers how many days a journey between these two towns took by camel caravan. The answer was 50 days. A camel can cover a distance of 100 stadiums. So, he calculated that the distance between the towns was 5,000 stadiums. He multiplied this length by 50, the earlier result of the angle, and he found that the Earth's circumference was 250,000 stadiums long. Using today's SI units, a stadium was 157 meters long. So, according to Eratosthenes' measurements, the length of our planet's circumference is 39,250 kilometers. If we use the latest GIS measurement technology, the precise figure is 40,075 kilometers. The Greek thinker was a mere 2% off target.
When you tell us that it's proven, that there's nothing to see, nothing to question, that should make anyone with a brain suspicious. If the moon landing was fake, if they fake the pictures that they tell us are from space, if they give us animations from their satellites, there's something wrong there. When you start researching, you'll see that there's many lies that they've been promoting. And I guess the fundamental thing is that people have to take back their independence, their intellectual independence. Stop believing in what they tell you and try to find out for yourself. Try to test the curve. 8 inches per mile squared. Check out high altitude balloons, the videos from the high altitude balloons. See the flatness of Earth from the videos that are not made with a fisheye lens, a camera with a fisheye lens. You'll see there's no curve like the way they show it. And their excuse is that, well, you're not high enough. Well, the only thing high enough than a high altitude balloon would be the International Space Station, right? The ISS. And when you look at the videos from the ISS, with the spacewalks that they have around the ISS, you see water bubbles. How can you look at that and think it's real after you see these water bubbles? Do you think there's water bubbles in space? Stop believing in what they tell you. See for yourself. Think for yourself.
That only the most observant, perceptive, unbiased will figure it out. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles in space. Bubbles in Space starts today at theaters everywhere.
It's a weird misprint.
Hey, Azang essay.
Yeah, right. Well, not so good. You know, I don't really know what's going on, but I'm seeing things. I think it might be because of these drugs the Army put me on. But if you could just get me well enough to get back to base.
Right. Kick ass. Well, don't want to sound like a dick or nothing, but it says on your chart that you're fucked up. You talk like a fag, and your shit's all retarded. What I do is just like you know, you know what I mean? Like,
No, I'm serious here.
oh, don't worry, Scro. Now there are plenty of tards out there living really kick-ass lives. My first wife was tarded. She's a pilot now.
I need for you to be serious for a second here, okay? I need help.
There's that fag talk we talked about. Right, so that'll be this many dollars. And if you could just go ahead and, like, put your tattoo in that shit.
That's weird. This thing has the same misprint as that magazine. What are the odds?
Where's your tattoo? Tattoo? Why don't you have this?
Oh, God.
Where's your tattoo? Why come you don't have a tattoo?
Oh, my God.
You're not unscannable, are you?
Oh my God!
You're unscannable.
Unscannable! No, you don't understand. You gotta let me talk to someone in the army. A second. They're all dead. Everybody I know is dead. Oh my God! Oh.